Katie Miller announced the title sponsor for her latest sailing campaign at the Royal Southampton Yacht Club on Friday. 21-year-old Katie has secured a 2-year sponsorship deal with Bristol-based software company Blue Cube. Dee Caffari christened the newly branded boat and wished Katie well in her promising solo sailing career.
I named this boat Blue Cube, and I wish every success to Katie as she sails her miles ahead of her.
As the title sponsor of Katie's Beneteau Figaro, Blue Cube will support her through the Ostar race, which starts from Plymouth in May, and the highly competitive Figaro European Championships in 2010. Katie is just finishing her degree at Solent University and is delighted to be able to launch a fully sponsored sailing campaign. Katie, you're obviously very pleased to have a major sponsor on board. How did that come about?
Well, it actually came about, it's quite fortunate really. You always hear about people that send thousands and thousands of letters to potential sponsors, and it's never those ones that work. It's always someone you meet or you bump into. That's exactly what happened to me. I competed in a race called the Blue Cube 1000 Solo last year, which I actually won. It was actually my first ever significant solo race, and it was the official qualifier for the Ostar as well. And I actually ended up winning it. I met a lot of the directors of the company around the course because they flew out to all the stopovers, and I kind of got to know them, but the word sponsorship was never actually mentioned. It wasn't until I actually came back that we both kind of clicked and thought about it, got in contact, and it works perfectly. It's great.
How's it been juggling your degree with your sailing?
Full on, actually. It's quite difficult. I mean, title sponsor commitments, trying to find a title sponsor as well to begin with, a dissertation and my assignments and stuff. It's hard work, but it's doable, it's achievable, and I'm actually really enjoying doing it as well.
Brilliant. And a lot of great sailors start out with the Ostar race and they see it as a stepping stone into professional sailing. Is that what you're hoping for?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Mike Golding, I think, said that the Ostar for him was the training ground, and that was the thing that kind of made him for solo sailing. And I'm absolutely considering it to be kind of the stepping stone. It's the Ostar, then it's onto the Figaro circuit in France, which is highly competitive, and again a really challenging sailing ground for solo sailing. And then given that guys like Ellen MacArthur and Emma Richards and Dee in the recent one have competed, then it's fantastic to be following in their footsteps really and representing girl power, I guess.
And what is it that draws you to solo sailing?
It's being in control of everything. That's what I really like. It's not being a dedicated helm or a dedicated navigator. It's being helm and a navigator and the trimmer and the cook. That's what really draws me to it.
And tell us a bit about the boat.
The boat is a Figaro 2. It's 33 foot, and it used to be owned by Offshore Challenges. It was Sam Davies' old boat actually, and yeah, she's great. She's carbon mast, twin rudders, really fast, fantastic fun to sail, and I can't wait to get out there for the Ostar really. A
year ago, you were preparing for your first major offshore event, as you say, which you went on to win. How do those preparations compare with what you're going through now?
Completely different, to be honest. For the Blue Cube 1000 Solo, we were without any money at all. We were literally begging and borrowing equipment, and people like McMurdo came up at the last minute to give me an EPIRB because, well, I needed one to conform to the rules, but obviously it's something you really want to have on board. Whereas now, obviously, title sponsor Blue Cube on board, we've got a budget to work with. We can kit the boat out as effectively as we need and want to, and it just opens so many more doors for us, and I'm thrilled to be in that position really.
Your ultimate goal is the Vendée Globe in 2016. How important is it for you to have that goal, and what does that race mean to you?
Well, I mean, to be honest, the Vendée Globe is the ultimate of solo sailing really. I think that's what draws a lot of sailors to solo sailing. So yeah, the Ostar, the Figaro, they're all kind of stepping stones to that race, but I'd hate to get to a place where I could compete but not actually be at the top of my performance in terms of sailing. And it's events like the Figaro that give fantastic sailing and fantastic people, and also a really challenging and important training ground, as we've said, where some of the best sailors come from.
Commercial Director of Blue Cube, Michael White, told us what it is about sailing that his company identify with.
The excitement, the challenge, the whole challenge of especially single-handed sailing, and the enormous achievement that it is to complete a race, let alone win the race. We feel that we have something in common, at least, in terms of what Blue Cube is about and what we're trying to achieve, and that's why it's a great fit for us.
And what was it that drew you to Katie in particular?
I would say she's very media friendly. She's already done so well. She was Sailor of the Year. She's very well connected. She's got the right personality and the right attitude, and she's so young. You know, she's at that stage of her career where it can only get better for her, and therefore, obviously, by being associated and supporting her, we hope that will be a great partnership between the two of us.